Hello, hello.
Hello. Good evening.
I changed from my work background to the whoopsie. Oh, what should I do? What should I do? There's this one, the sky. I guess I could just blur myself, huh? I could be in the weeds.
You need apricots.
Are
Why are you laughing? I don't know why you're laughing.
You look lovely in your apricot orchard. Is that an apricot orchard?
It is the apricot orchard.
It is the apricot orchard. Fabulous. What, we're recording right now?
We were recording right from the get-go. I think it's like a default.
It is. We often pause it at the very beginning, but Casey won't be here tonight. And she is the one who does all the tech for me. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let it go. I'm on my own tonight. I am going to be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
How are you doing, Julie?
I'm doing okay. I have the, I don't know, a sinus thing going on, but we're making progress on the house. We're really getting so close. So how about you? How are you?
Good.
Good, good, good. Hi, Shivari.
Hi, hello, Julie, Pierre, Monica, and Mary Jo.
You know, we're doing okay. I mean, the house taxes just came out today, at least to my house, but I haven't been assessed the remodel yet. So that's always fun to see what the county's going to do.
Well, and if you're interested, you can imagine what I'm doing, because somebody, somebody bought a neighborhood home for a shocking amount. So we will see. Hopefully that's just an exception. Hi, Kelvin.
Hi, how's everyone?
We are good.
We have a quorum, I think.
There's 4 of us.
There's 4. I do expect Chair Wheeler to be here. So she has a minute.
Pierre, we didn't hear the last things that you said.
Me?
Really?
Oh, well, no, I thought there was some, who knows, maybe I have a delay.
All I said is I thought we had a quorum already. That's all.
Hey, Rose, welcome back.
Hi, good evening.
How are your little ones doing?
They're doing well. Yeah, I think we finally adjusted to me coming back to work. So we have help. So my mom's actually here helping out with the kids. So
That's the best help.
yeah.
There she is. Okay, it's 6:30.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We do have a quorum.
Yes.
Good.
So
So we get started?
Yeah, I will, Casey's not here, so I will go ahead and just take roll. So Chair Wheeler,
I'm here, thank you.
Vice Chair G,
Here,
Commissioner Bedard,
Here,
Commissioner Dixit,
Present.
Commissioner Crane,
Here.
and Commissioner Carter, who is absent and won't be joining us. She let us know that she won't be joining us tonight. So we do have a quorum. And we can,
Shall we start with the Pledge of Allegiance? Would you?
yes, I will try to. This is a thing that Casey does. So here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So at this time, we'll call for public comments on items not on the agenda.
I do not think we have any public comments.
Okay, thank you. The next item for consideration are the minutes of the regular meeting of August 4th, 2022. Does anyone have any edits to the minutes? Not seeing any. I move that we accept the regular minutes of August 4th, 2022.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll vote. Chair Wheeler,
Yes,
Vice Chair G,
Yes,
Commissioner Bedard,
yes,
Commissioner Dixit,
Yes.
and Commissioner Crane.
Yes.
Okay, that passes unanimously.
so Mary Jo, I wanted to ask you, I'm not sure about the protocol. Is
Okay.
it possible to ask that if there's no objections, that we move item number 4 to this point in the meeting so that Monica can give us her update, but not have to sit through the rest of the meeting if she doesn't want to?
Yes. You
Does
can,
anybody object? Okay.
Okay.
So Monica Waldman is the chair of the Public Arts Commission, and she has very graciously agreed to come to our meeting to update us on some library art pieces. Monica?
Thank you, Chair Wheeler. So I've spoken to the commission before, and I'm hoping this is just an informational item. I hope if there is a need for discussion, that's perfectly okay. As part of your packet was a report that the Public Arts Commission got from Preservation Arts, which is a conservation and maintenance company for artwork. They looked at several pieces in our city, 4 pieces in general, which came to our attention are Skate and Magic Fish, which are outside of the main library and in need of some maintenance, including Zooscapes that is outside the children's section, and it looks like it's not stable. So that says to me, we need to fix it very quickly. And as you know, our city is not the best with doing maintenance, and luckily the Public Arts Commission does have a budget. Pierre asked me last time I visited where our budget comes from. So just to reiterate on that, we do have a % for art funding, which comes from developers' fees. And we have money, and we would like to do some maintenance. A lot of public arts commissions throughout the state, they have 30 to 30% of their budget allocated towards maintenance. Our city does not, and we haven't done any maintenance on city-owned artwork before. But according to the report, Zooscapes has about $17,000 worth of work that needs to be done, and Magic Fish has $6,600. And at our last Public Arts Commission meeting, we voted to go ahead and okay doing the maintenance. And I spoke with John Maginot this morning. He said that it may require that the work needs to be bid out, but it is very specialized work. So he's working with the city attorney to find out if we need to actually bid it out, or if we can sign a letter with Preservation Arts to do the artwork. And if anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer them. And Mary Jo, I sent you some more photos if you want to put them up of Zooscapes, just to see what the damage looks like. I did not pick the pieces up to show that they're coming off the, their foundation, but there's definitely a lot of paint peeling and parts where the actual sculpture has the outer shell has come off the wood behind it.
Mary Jo, would it be possible for you to share that?
Sure, I'll try. Let's see what I can do.
Okay.
I have to open them. Oh, just give me a second.
Okay.
Almost there.
We had some Public Arts Commission music to help live your mail search.
Can I ask a question while we are doing that?
Yes, go ahead.
So I just had a question. Would we need to remove the fish from its place, or will it be maintained while it's in its position?
That's a very good question, and I don't actually know if both or either of the pieces will need to be removed in order to do the work.
I see. Okay. Yes, because it's a very iconic piece. So.
I'm going to assume that if Magic Fish needs to actually be taken off of its plate, off its stand, and worked on and then returned, that the whoever's doing the work going to leave the spot in a safe condition so nobody gets hurt. So here's a few photos I took of Zooscapes. You can see the paint peeling on one of the pieces. It's painting, it's peeling or pitting.
I have to go to these one at a time. So
okay,
there's that one. And then this guy.
You can see some cracking here. Not good.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about preservation, but that doesn't look good to me.
No,
This
it doesn't.
last one is this guy.
And I don't know if you can zoom in a teeny bit on the I guess it's the mane or bumps on it, you can see that some of the actual portion of the sculpture has peeled away. So
Here.
We don't want the actual, exactly, we don't want the underlying sculpture to disintegrate or start to rot. So again, this is more an informational item. As soon as we know who is going to do the work, or if we have to bid it out, I'll let the commission know. And we hope to get these pieces back to their former glory and make sure that they're safe for the community.
Thank you so much, Monica. Does anyone have any further questions?
I had one question.
Yes.
And I'm not an expert, from a budgeting perspective, usually when you purchase things like technology or equipment, you have a maintenance budget. I mean, is the commission, our commission, looking at allocating a percentage of its budget to maintenance?
We've talked about it, and like I was saying, that other public arts commissions or a number of them allocate like 25 to 35%. We haven't actually done that. And these pieces, so going back and looking, Magic Fish was installed in 1994 and gifted to the city in 2004, and Scapes has been there since 1997. So you know, we've gotten a pretty good run out of these pieces. But that's a good point. We probably do need to vote as a commission, and I don't know if we have to go to city council to do that, because it's not in the actual ordinance for our funds. So it may take a little while to figure that out. We do have to figure out what the right balance is, but definitely we're looking at maintaining some of the city-owned pieces.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Monica? Pierre? Pierre?
Hi, thanks, Monica. Great update. Are there, I hate to ask this because it shows a little bit of my ignorance about art, but what's the value of the sculptures? And is there, do you swap things like that out?
It's a good question. Zooscapes, it might behoove us to find out what the value is. I know the Hardy Jones piece, Magic Fish, has a lot of fans, and Hardy Jones is no longer with us, but is a kind of Los Altos treasure. So I don't know if we can really get a value on that. And we've looked at, there's a piece called Musical Gamble, which is in Lincoln Park, which needs work. It's stable, so it can wait. But there has been the question, is it worth putting the money into it to fix it? So, as a commission, we do have to look at that.
Following up on Pierre's question, could I ask one, Monica?
Yeah, go ahead.
And that is, it just occurred to me that these are out in the open. Are they typically insured by the city?
It's a good question. So in our sculpture loan program, we have the artist, they usually come in with a 2-year loan, and then the artist has an insurance policy. I don't know if they're they're insured, like if someone climbs on them and hurts themselves, but as far as damage, like if they were, we had a flood or an earthquake or something, I don't know. And I will check on that to see if perhaps we could get insurance to pay. Having had water damage to my own home, and I know people were talking about remodels before the meeting started, insurance doesn't usually pay a lot, unfortunately. But it's a good question, and I'll find out.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions for Monica? If not, thank you so much, Monica. We really appreciate this update, and you're free to leave if you'd like, but you're certainly welcome to stay.
All right, it's been fun, but I'm out of here.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
Monica.
bye everyone, thank you.
Okay, so now we'll go to item number 2 on the agenda, which is the commission reorganization. And this is the time every year when we choose a new commissioner, a new chairman, and a new vice chair. And Melvin, I don't know if you want to do the honors or if I should, but
Well,
do
Yeah, I
we?
missed the commission meeting, I believe, not that long ago. As for this newest member of the family, this is Micah.
How cute.
oh my gosh.
God, that's darling. He's darling.
I think she's doubled in weight since we've got her.
She's so cute.
Do we want to do any discussions before we put names up for nomination for the positions?
I just want to I know that but as we're thinking about nominating for chair, just that it is a 1-year commitment, and that the main duties of the chair are to run the commission meetings. The main responsibilities are really to make sure that the commissioners all have a chance to chime in and speak, and also to make sure that the public has a chance to speak when it's appropriate. And yeah, it's a 1-year commitment. So it starts tonight and goes until October 2023.
Okay.
So we just open it for nominations.
Okay. So we're opening it for nominations for chair. And Melvin, do you want to do the honors?
Of asking for nominations or what? Or you
No,
want me
of
of nominating?
of
Yeah, I'd
nominating.
like to nominate Julie.
And I second her nomination for chair.
I'm open to doing the job of chair or vice chair. I don't know if I need to formally accept, but I'm happy to be second to somebody else's first. So
Okay, so you've been nominated for chair. Are there any other nominations for chair? Okay, so shall we vote?
Yes, all right. Chair Wheeler,
Yes.
Vice Chair G,
Yes.
Commissioner Bedard,
Yes.
Commissioner Dixit,
Yes.
Commissioner Crane.
yes.
All right. And that is unanimous.
Fantastic.
And we now have Chair Crane.
Yes.
Thank you.
So does Chair Crane take over as of this moment?
Yes.
Okay.
If
I
Chair
didn't
Crane,
realize that was going to
yeah,
happen.
if Chair Crane would prefer to wait until the next meeting, that is acceptable.
I would be happy to wait if former Chair Wheeler would. I've got the cheat sheet, but yeah, if I could,
Okay.
that would be great.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Certainly, I'll be happy to fill in. So now we're looking for nominations for vice chair. Any
And
nominations?
again, the vice chair serves for a one-year term, just like the chair. And the responsibility of the vice chair is to fill in if the chair is not available to run a meeting.
Well, Freddie, I would think you would be great in that position and help Julie quite a bit if you're willing to accept that nomination.
I'd be happy to accept the nomination to help as vice chair. If
In
no
that
one
case,
else-
I want to nominate you as vice chair.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Nelvin, would you consider running for being vice chair again?
I actually would prefer to just work hard in the subcommittees and not be in a leadership position.
Okay. All right. So are there any other nominations for vice chair? Okay. So I guess
We can
not.
vote?
So let's vote on myself as vice chair.
Okay. So Commissioner Wheeler,
Yes.
okay. Commissioner G,
Yes.
Commissioner Bedard,
Yes.
Commissioner Dixit,
Yes.
Chair Crane.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
unanimous.
All
All
right.
right.
So that's the commission reorganization done. And congratulations, Julie, you're going to make a fabulous chair. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
I look forward to your strong support.
I will be right behind you. So now we have item number 3, the joint city council commission meeting that we need to plan for, which is coming up on November 5th. And if we all remember last year, each of the subcommittees needs to get their work plan updated. And so we wanted to entertain the idea of should we form a subcommittee, a work plan subcommittee to do this? Discussion?
I thought we had one in place when Pierre was chair, right?
That was disbanded when the work plan was completed, but it, you know, and so now is a time to reinstitute that work, that subcommittee for being responsible for the work plan update, if that's what we want to do. So it's for discussion.
Yeah, I remember that it was very useful to have that. And perhaps if everybody wants it, then it can be back. However, I have to say that I'm going to miss the next meeting because I'll be out of town. So whatever work needs to happen, I can contribute this month. But
Okay, all right. So so can I get, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor Meadows, you have your hand up.
I'm sorry to interrupt the discussion. I have a 7 p.m. meeting and I'm going to have to log off, and I didn't want to do that without notifying you. So probably in the next 5-6 minutes, I will disappear.
Okay, all right. Well,
All right.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
congratulations, Chair, Vice Chair Wheeler, and Chair Crane.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so can I just have maybe a show of hands of the commissioners who think it's a good idea to form a new subcommittee for the work plan? Okay, I've got to get Melvin on my, Melvin, are you up, down, hand? Okay, so looks like it's unanimous. So Mary Jo, do we need a motion to do that, or can we just?
No, we need a motion to create the
work.
subcommittee.
Okay, so I move that we create a subcommittee to work on the work plan.
I will happily second.
Okay,
Okay, and then we can vote on that. Chair Crane,
Yes.
Vice Chair Wheeler,
yes.
Commissioner G. Commissioner
Yes.
G. Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Bedard
Yes.
and Commissioner Dixit.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. So I guess we need to decide who's going to be on that subcommittee.
I'll volunteer.
Fantastic, Melvin. Pierre, you did such a good job in the past. Would you consider volunteering?
Sure. I'll
Fantastic.
volunteer.
Okay, do we need any more people
But
too?
I'd like to have a discussion first.
Oh, yes, thank you.
You know, I know we're up next in a month, but there's no dishonor in asking for more time if it comes to it. So we need to, you know, a big part of this is making sure our timing's down. Everybody reviews it, everybody agrees, and we're cramming it between now and then. So we'll need to meet between now and then. And maybe have a special committee, you know, a special commission meeting. If not, just to review and, you know, see what the work that Nelvin and I have come up with is, you know, within what you want.
I can happily be part of the team if it's going to be extended, but I don't think I have too much time before I leave. So that's why I'm hesitant to join this month.
Okay.
Freddie, in terms of the scope of the deliverable in November, is it the work plan for the next year? Or is it kind of the whole thing where you talk about, hey, this is what we planned last year, here's our status, and then this is what we plan for next year?
I think it's both.
It's both.
It's
Yeah.
you have a column for status of what you had this year, and then you have a column for what you plan next year, or a new line item, depending.
Okay. So it's quite a bit of ground to cover for in 1 month's time, right?
It is. I mean,
We have accomplishments though. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to talk
I
about
think
your.
we could do it. I mean, I do think we could do it. And Sally, could I ask you, Vice Mayor Meadows, if we asked for an extension, what would that look like? How would that work?
I wouldn't recommend that. What I would recommend is you focus on accomplishments and then identify a couple of things that you are fairly certain you want to work on. I wouldn't worry about fleshing it out to, you know, all sorts of creative ideas or whatever, because The council will be looking at commissions overall and their work plans, et cetera. So I'd really focus on what's been accomplished, and then a couple of items that are kind of must-haves. And then you can state that that's the approach you've taken, and that you're willing to build upon the work plan with direction or over time. That's what I would suggest.
Thank you very much for that good counsel. We appreciate that. So team, we think we need to get this done. So I think we should commit to working hard on it and cooperating with Nelvin and Pierre. I think we're all willing to do that. Can I speak for everyone by saying that?
Yeah.
Yes, I will certainly help, but at this point, I know that October is going to be very difficult. We also have
okay.
Diwali in this year, so
That's okay.
whichever way I can, yeah.
That's okay, Shivari. We can get as much done as possible on awareness as quickly as possible. And I think that should not be an issue. Okay. All right. So let's aim for getting this done and ready to present at our meeting on November 5th with council. Any more discussion?
Only to reiterate that we should try to schedule something prior to that, or some kind of review amongst us.
Absolutely.
So we have agreement before sitting in front of council. That's all.
Absolutely. Mary Jo, can you assist us with trying to put together a date for a special meeting, by reaching out on availability?
Yes,
Thank you very
I'll
much.
do that. I'll do that tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Okay, if we go on now to community partner updates, we have already heard from the Public Arts Commission, and now it's time to hear from Lolly and unfortunately, Cindy Hill, who is our representative from Lolly, is unable to attend the meeting tonight. And so she has Lolly highlights that she sent to both Mary Jo and I. And Mary Jo, do you want me to just go ahead and read them? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
She said, our science and technology event was beyond all expectations as our speaker, Dr. Longo, provided insight into the causes and indicators of dementia. Plus, he's provided some suggestions for prevention. We had a full room of guests, over 170. I attended, it was really a wonderful event, an incredible talk, a wonderful venue. The Grand Oak Room was fantastic. So thank you, Mary Jo. Thank you, Gabe. It was wonderful. So that is the end of the Lolly report. And the Friends of the Library report. So Elaine emailed me that, let me make sure she's not on here.
She's not.
Okay, so Elaine emailed me to let me know that she may not be able to attend tonight's meeting and gave me her report. She wanted to report on the book sale. She said the next Friends book sale will be at the community center on November 11, 12, and 13th. The city has waived the fees for this sale. She says, I think at the moment they are most comfortable waiving the fee one sale at a time until they've determined a comprehensive policy. The book donations. There's now a space in the lobby of both libraries for small book donations of less than 10 books. Everyone feels the drop-off times for donations at the sheds work very well, but there are people who finish a book and want to donate it during regular trips to the library. As the boxes on the table fill up, the friends empty them and carry the books to the corner. This seems to be working well. The cafe. They're getting ready to reopen the cafe in the library. It will be a smaller operation. We do not plan on offering hot beverages until the middle of the winter. The plan is to offer cold drinks and prepackaged snacks with payment being self-service. We hope the public will appreciate the cafe enough to honor this. The corral. The first magazine shelving has been installed in the corral and looks terrific. The Friends are working on getting all of our old shelving out of there so that the library can fully move in. Fall events at the community center. The Friends are supporting 3 fall events at the community center. These are family events in which the library is also participating. Our role is playing for the needed supplies. Ongoing Amazon sales are doing very well. The next special sale in ongoing will feature holiday books. The marketplace, there's no news with respect to the marketplace, and we suspect the plan is not going to happen. And that's the end of the report from the Friends.
I would like to just jump in and clarify that there is a new fee waiver proposal on the council agenda for October 11th. And so if that passes, then it will shift the responsibility of approving fee waivers to Gabe. So they won't have to go to council. If it does not pass, then this sale will have to go to council for approval. So the November sale, we're very short. We'll have to take it on October 25th, hopefully as a consent item.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe, for that clarification. Okay, so the next community partner. Yes, please go ahead.
May I say something? I attend all the directors, the Friends of the Library director meetings, and along with a lot of you, but Rose certainly. And there's inherent distrust of the city that's just been stoked by some long-term members of the Friends. And I want to thank you, Mary Jo, for slowly and surely chipping away at it. I've been putting up with it for 3 years, and I've just about had it. I mean, it's gone the route of from verbal assault to whatever you want, all because somehow I'm, the city. Anyway, kudos. And thank you for your help. And to Gabe, this proposal is fantastic and is something that needs to happen. We don't need to be spending money on fee waivers at the city council level. So that's great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So the next community partner update is from the North County Library Authority. And we also rely on Cindy, who is our elected representative to the NCLA, but she is out for this meeting. So she gave me her report. And she says, we are expected to meet this Monday, October 3rd. However, the agenda will come out tomorrow. I can provide the highlights after we meet, but she did not provide them to me. Did she provide them to you, Mary Jo? No.
No, she didn't send me anything.
She's very busy with a wedding. So I'm sure at the next meeting, she will provide the highlights. And that's the end of the community partner updates. Now we have the updates from our Santa Clara County Library District representatives. Jennifer, would you like to provide your update, please?
Yes, Chair Wheeler, thank you so much. Good evening, commissioners. It's nice to see you all. I do have a brief presentation. Mary Jo, I'll share my slides and get us going. So I want to highlight a couple of events upcoming. So the last distinguished author is coming up on October 22nd, which is Saturday, and this will be at De Anza College at 3 p.m. So this is our third event. We have put these out throughout the community and really enjoyed bringing people together. At our last event at Foothill, we had 165 people join us for Sylvia Marina Garcia. So we're looking forward to Dr. Miller. on the 22nd. And then put on your calendars that Gilroy is going to be the place to be to see the new Smithsonian exhibit, the Dolores Huerta Revolution in the Fields. So the actual exhibit will begin on November 5th, and then we have a wonderful event with Dolores Huerta herself on Saturday, November 12th. It is at the Gilroy Wheeler Center right next door to the library. And we have staff really engaged and excited about this. We're involving lots of different people. So I do hope you'll get a chance. That exhibit will be up through January. So I hope you'll have a chance to get down there and see it. Familiar name to many of you, Marlene Iwamoto, who was a community librarian there at Los Altos, has been promoted to our second deputy county librarian. She will be leading our strategic initiatives, overseeing our staff development. Marlene is amazing, as all of you know, so I'm really happy to have her part of the executive team. And our Campbell librarian Peggy Tomaso has retired from the county after, I think it was 27 years, and Nicole King, who's presently at Saratoga, will be moving over to Campbell as the community librarian there, as they are undergoing their renovation. Lots of change in Campbell. It is our quarterly JPA meeting, so the finance committee will be held on October 12th, and the board meeting, last one of the year, and the last one for our chair, Mike Wasserman, on October 27th. Those will be held virtually. At that JPA meeting, we will be presenting our strategic plan. We are very excited. It has been a 10-month process. Many of you have participated in that, and for that, I'm very grateful. Our staff team has worked tirelessly on this, and we're very excited about presenting that to the board with full acceptance and then a rollout later this year. So happy to take any questions or turn it right over to Rose for a local effort.
Any questions, commissioners? Any questions by anyone in the public? Mary Jo, do we have anyone attending from the public?
No, there are members of the public on the call.
Okay, all right.
You guys are frozen for me, so I might be frozen for you.
Okay. Thank you. Rose?
Hey, good evening, everyone. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Okay. All right. Loading, it looks like. Do you guys see just a white screen like me?
Yes.
We do.
I wonder what's going on.
Mary Jo, you're back though. So you were a little bit garbled, but I think you're back now for us.
I'm gonna present it out of not in the presentation mode. So I hope everyone could see this fine.
We can see it.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. For statistics, we are still seeing an increase in our statistics across all of the different categories. To items checked out, items checked in. There was a slight decrease in items checked in, but not much. Patrons served online and patrons served in person. I have also another staff announcement. We do have our new children's supervising librarian. Heidi von Meyerhauser is now officially our new children's supervising librarian. So our supervisory team consists of Bryant, who oversees adult and teen services at both libraries. Heidi oversees children's services, and Lanny Blanco oversees our circulation department. So we have a really great, strong team, and I'm really grateful to have them and work with them. And also Heidi was just accepted into the CLA leadership cohort, which only accepts 16 staff members in the whole state. So, we're very, very lucky. She's a very strong supervisor and a great person to work with. So I think you all like her when you get to meet her. Some partnerships that we have. This is actually this Saturday. There is a a fire safety awareness event. There's going to be an author, Misty Knightley, and along with the county fire engine with some crafts and activities, and the Go-Go Biblia will also be there. And this will be at the Grant Park Community Center. Just this Tuesday, we had a program of prevent teen substance abuse, and it was with a partnership with the school district. And some adult teen programs coming up. We have World Affairs, we have local author Robin Chapman, we have Vector County Education Program, Brian's Tech Talk program focuses on the digital newspaper, and then the Now Read This book club, which I believe Pierre was part of at one point. I'm not sure if you still are. Children's programs, we have NorCal Bats coming. We still have our homework help program, and thanks to Freddie and the awareness subcommittee, that's going to be our ad for the Lolly sponsored one this for October. We have also a Diwali drop-in craft, and Sharbury is actually working with Brian and some of our librarians to have a table display for Diwali. So we did that last year, and so thank you, Sharbury. Children's story times continue to be going very well. We have our indoor story times on Tuesdays, and our bilingual Spanish, and the woodland story time outdoors. Outreach, the last farmers market was today, and we're continuing the family fun day and the Chinese school. And one thing I wanted to share, this was a quote, or not a quote, just a discussion one of our librarians was having with a patron. And he was telling him that during the pandemic, without the library, his experience in life overall would have been much worse. The library helped keep him engaged and mentally healthy. So it's nice to hear. I know staff worked really hard to continue services during the pandemic. And so it's nice to see how positive it affected people. So that's all I have. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Any questions? Yes, Sharbury. And
Just wanted to extend a compliment to the library. It's been really wonderful, and lots of people have been helped. Thank you. Everyone in the library should be thanked.
Thank you, Sharbury.
And Pierre?
And I was just going to say, for the record, I'm also in the intro to memoir writing class. So I'm trying to use all the services.
That's great. Thank you, Pierre.
Super. And now, Mary Jo, would you give us, please, a city staff update?
Yes, and hopefully my internet will stay stable. So not a lot. We are in the middle of our fall programming in recreation. And we have a few events coming up. October 22nd is going to be a huge day. That is the day of the Family Fun Day, which is the event that the library is participating in. It is also the day that we're having a Halloween movie night at Grant Park outside at 7 p.m. We're showing Monsters, Inc. So if you want to come out and watch it, bring a chair and a blanket. And so that'll be happening that day. That's also the same day as the police. PD is doing their Carve a Pumpkin with a Cop event, which will also be at the community center. So it's a full day in the morning up till about 2 o'clock is Family Fun Day. Then we have pumpkin carving with a cop, and then our movie that night. So we're going to be busy on the 22nd. I was happy to see that the library event on the 22nd wasn't at the library. I mean, there's not going to be any parking. But, so that's coming up. We also have Sharbury has been working with a community group with our senior center. And so they are doing a small Diwali celebration on October 11th at the community center that we're really excited about. So that's coming right up. And I also just wanted to mention that the city has a new finance director. Her name is June Dew, excuse me. And she was previously the finance manager for the city. She has been with the city probably 6 or 7 months. She has been doing a great job since John Furtado left the position of really managing it. And so anyways, we're happy she has been chosen to be the new finance director for the city. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Does anyone have questions? Sharvari, you have a question?
Not a question, but a comment just to add on to what Mary Jo said. So on the 11th of October, from 10:30 in the morning till noon, we have this Diwali celebration, which is free and open to everyone. And I'd like to extend an invitation to all of you. If you can find the time, please do come, because a group of seniors from Indian ethnic origin has been trying to meet at the community center once a month. And the main agenda is so that they can assimilate with everybody else who's a senior in our community, and maybe get a chance to practice English with them or share their thoughts on community. And so they're very excited. They're actually going to do some group dances and some group singing. And there's a huge volunteer group bringing Indian food as potluck to share with everyone. So please do come if you can spare the time.
Oh, thank you. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, Sharvari. Anyone else have any questions, comments? Okay. So the next item on the agenda is subcommittee reports. And the first subcommittee is the awareness subcommittee. We have, I'm going to try to share my screen. You know what? It's just not working, so it's okay. We're doing a.
Is there something you want me to share? Sorry.
I don't think you have it, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Rose. Maybe you could share the ad for in-person tutoring, if you possibly could.
Yeah. Let me find it. Just 1 second.
Okay. The Awareness Committee is doing an ad on the in-person tutoring, the free in-person tutoring that's being offered at the library, which is a tremendous resource. And so that will be in next week's Town Crier on Wednesday. The ad for November will feature the O'Reilly Learning resources at the library, which are really amazing. This is the ad for next week for the free in-person tutoring. So it's really, English, history, math, and science, 1 coach to 8 students. Walk-ins are welcome, but registration is a good idea. So thank you, Rose. I appreciate it. We are talking about the ad for December, and last year Rose came up with a great idea of featuring the Consumer Reports series, which helps people to choose or get information about gift ideas. And so she's looking for some resource that's similar to that for us to feature for December. Sharvari has already reported on the Diwali display that she's working on with the library staff. So that concludes, Sharvari, you've provided the library with a calendar of cultural events. Maybe you'd like to speak about that for just a little bit.
Sure. This was something that we had discussed at the beginning of the year. And I had made a list of public holidays or culturally relevant holidays that are celebrated all through the world. And so by every month, it's just an informational item that I've added on to our agenda for all of us to see. And we're going to try and celebrate it at the community center for the senior group that I bring there once a month. And maybe just talk about the events that happen across the world. Maybe try and do something related to that. There was some conversation about picking up books from the library related to each of these holidays so that we can talk about them, or maybe have a photo slide for everyone to learn. And so I'm going to be doing things. If anybody else wants to pick up, there is the informational calendar that I've added to our agenda. That's it.
Thank you so much. Okay, that is the report for the Awareness Subcommittee. The Infrastructure Subcommittee, there's quite a bit in the packet for you to take a look at this month. And Nelvin, would you please discuss the Orchard Room foldable partition project? Nelvin, I think you're on mute.
Yes, I was. Did that because I have dogs in the background. Mary Jo, if it's at all possible, bring up that presentation. I think I just want to cover one specific page. It's further back. Are you able to find it? So as you know, we've been looking at a partition wall for the Orchard Room for quite some time now. We went through the process of essentially talking to three, the presentation itself. So we went through and we talked to three specific vendors. They represent three of the top five that actually has local distribution. We also interviewed some librarians at locations that actually have a partition wall, Morgan Hill, the Fremont Main Library. Bryant was good enough to give me Google Calendar data for all of 2019 so I can essentially assess how well utilized the Orchard Room is to figure out if there really is an opportunity or not. But basically, if you can go further, at least one more page, two more pages. Yeah, let's keep going. That's the Fremont Main Library. It's huge. It's double the size of the Orchard Room. And basically, both libraries we talked to were very positive on the use of the partition. But when it finally came down to it,
I'm sorry, when I come down, it's just not there.
Oh,
It's just showing up blank.
huh.
I don't know why
Okay.
that's happening. It's not loading.
When we got done with it, it was kind of like, this thing is going to cost $90,000. The question is that the best use of funds? And I think when we looked at the calendar data, it certainly spoke to the fact that there might be an opportunity. Majority of the events could be accommodated in a smaller room than what the Orchard Room has. In other words, you could divide it and actually have two events going on instead. However, in speaking with Heidi and speaking with Bryant, we came to the conclusion that it's probably not the best use of funds. In other words, there's an opportunity on the table regarding the outdoor-indoor expansion that also makes use of the Orchard Room. And that actually adds useful capacity in a way that the partition wall would not. Partition wall is essentially splitting it. In addition, the majority of the events that happen in the Orchard Room are library events. And if we were to divide the room into two and perhaps have capacity for one more event, the problem is that you're not constrained by room capacity. You're really constrained by the library staff and the numbers of that staff to essentially either lead activities or manage activities. So we came to the conclusion that if we get to a redeveloped library, a partition wall is a great thing to consider in design, but it's not the right thing to do at this time because it's disruptive to the operation right now. And again, it interferes with possibly the outdoor-indoor activity patio.
Great. Thank you, Melvin. Does anyone have questions? And I've got to change my view. Anyone, Pierre?
So one comment, Nelvin, put your name on this thing. What a great work. It's got unbelievable data in it, including the orchard room use data, which I've never seen. Maybe I haven't looked hard enough, but it's pretty impressive to see the pre-COVID use data.
I understand. The only thing is that, while I put in a good share of work, it really belongs to the infrastructure subcommittee, and everyone pitched in.
Put everybody's name.
But Melvin did 99% of the work. He's just incredible. He just digs down into those details and analyzes. It's just amazing.
And your conclusion to not do it is actually thoughtful, as opposed to going full force and saying, oh yeah, for 90 grand, for sure, let's go. I mean, it would have been very easy to do that and to actually analyze it in that way is really good. So I really don't have questions, just compliments to the team for sure.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you. So the next the next thing we wanted to discuss is an expanded outdoor patio idea at Woodland. And this was actually the brainchild of Monica Waldman that you just heard from for the Public Arts Commission. They were asked to look at a placement of a mural at Woodside and found that they didn't think it was really the optimal, what was proposed, they felt like probably was not an optimal place for a mural. But while visiting the Woodland Library, they thought about adding some outdoor space, to which they then thought maybe they would be able to contribute benches or the like, which the Public Arts Commission does provide benches and opportunities for the community to paint those benches. So she came to me and said, it seems like that would really be a great idea. So I contacted Bryant, and I contacted Jennifer, and I contacted Gabe England, the city manager. Gabe thought that this was a really great idea. I asked him if he would check to see if there would be any liability issues that having an expanded, larger courtyard or outdoor patio type area might incur. And he did check with the insurance carrier, and there's no issues. He did say that he thought it was a great idea, and he advised that his maintenance crew, the city maintenance crew, would clear the landscape and make it ready for a landscape cover like sand or pea gravel. He also advised that the city would be happy to put money towards the project if it had commission and community support. So I have submitted, and Mary Jo, I don't know if on that report you can see there's 3 pictures at the very end of that report. I don't know if they're coming through or not either.
I don't know what's happening, but even when I just pull it up on my own computer, everything is blank. There's something going on with my computer.
Okay.
So if someone else has the packet up and might try to share, I can.
I'm having trouble with my computer. It's not letting me share anything. So I don't know it says it's like beta.
When I go to the packet, it's literally all just a white thing now. I can try to get it again.
I can give it a shot.
Okay, that would be great.
That would be super. I've talked about the Woodland Library so many times that I think you guys probably know about the area of the library, that big part of the lot that is just currently unused. And that's where we were thinking of doing this, locating this outdoor patio. It would not be such a permanent fixture or infrastructure that it would interfere at some point with expanding the actual building at the Woodland Library, should we ever get funds and approval for that. Well, I won't. You guys can all look at your packet.
Oh, you know what? I might be able to do it. Let's see.
But it's a very simple idea. It's clear the area that's basically just weeds. Put down an as inexpensive land cover as possible, like sand or very fine gravel, something that will be comfortable to walk on, and then will keep the weeds down. And then just put some benches and picnic tables, seating, something to sit on and do and study on out there, so that people could go outside. There we go. Keep going. And go outside and study. You'd still be close enough that you would have Wi-Fi connection out there. And it would also very much help to mitigate the noise problems we have when the kids get loud. Bryant said that when the kids get loud, they often ask them to go out to the patio. This would give them a really nice place to go out to on the patio. Right now, there's only a bench and a picnic table. And so this would actually allow them to have nice space. It would also allow adults to be able to go out there. And as we've learned in this day of COVID, outdoor spaces are really wonderful for the library. So this is the area. As you can see, it's absolutely put to no use, no good use whatsoever, but it could be put to good use. At the very back where you see this like black, states, the patio is back there where the bush is, next to the building. The existing patio, you could just walk from it onto the new quote patio area. So it would be very easily accessible. Also where that concrete pad is on the middle left, there's a door there that you could access this area from. If you scroll down, this is just, an example. Obviously wouldn't have the fire pit, but here's, I just was looking for ground cover that's similar to what I'm talking about, benches, seating, picnic tables, just an idea. And this one was an interesting idea that's actually a library outdoor reading area where they have the same kind of land cover that I was talking about, but they've incorporated rocks for big, huge boulders for people to sit on and read. So just something to look at and just, for fun. But that's something that we'll be doing more work on, investigating costs, and then looking for ways of funding this, and looking for how can we demonstrate community support for this. And of course, once we have the report, we'll come to you, the commission, and ask for your full support for this project. I did have an opportunity to talk to Sally, to Vice Mayor Meadows, who is our liaison to council, about this. She felt that this probably didn't need to go before council for a vote, that this is something that our city manager could manage and handle and approve. So that would certainly be a nice thing. Sharver, you have your hand up.
Yes, I had a couple of questions. The first is, I think it's a good idea and nice use of the space that we have. I think those boulders or rocks or whatever would be very appealing to the young people. It would appeal to me too if I was able to sit on it. But the one or two questions I had pertained to visibility. Because it's somewhat attached to the library, would any of our people be able to see who is sitting there or who is using that area? Or safety, would we have a camera looking up at that area so that we can try to monitor or keep it a little more safe? Because I remember from all the times that you've talked about this area and other parts of the Woodland Library, that we have, it's like a children's waiting area before parents pick them up after school. And so if it's outdoors, especially in winter, they might want to assemble there. So what about safety?
Well, that's why the first question we had was for Gabe, because that was absolutely something that came up in our discussions. And, you know, as I understand it, the library staff is responsible for the children when they're inside. They do go, when the kids are outdoors, Bryant said they do go out and check on them from time to time. But there are windows across the side of that wall that you saw so that you can see out. But that was one of the concerns. What kind of liability is this? And apparently, according to the city manager and the insurer, it doesn't increase our liability in any respect. So I don't know if Jennifer or Rose, you want to speak to that?
Well, what I can, so outside the building is city responsibility. So for instance, camera policies and those kinds of things would be on the city side. I would say that we do our very, very best, our team, to, know what's going on around our facilities, inside and outside, who's there, making sure that people are following our behavior standards as best we can. But it would not be essentially within our jurisdiction, right, to monitor the area. Although, as I said, our team's always wonderful and are always monitoring and helping people regardless of where they go. So I would say, to Rose too, right, that her team would be available, but I wouldn't say they wouldn't be necessarily walking that area or monitoring it actively to that point. Now, I will say we have a Saratoga similar situation. We're next door to a school there, very similar to you guys. So they come through the orchard. They spend a lot of time outside, and the kids really do kind of monitor themselves. In that, again, our staff are there and they're certainly on site where something were to happen. They have adults available who they could go to, but it's not necessarily monitored by staff. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Julie? Julie, you're muted.
Sorry, I was simply going to throw out there that I work a lot with scouts, and there may be an opportunity to enlist somebody, one or two scouts or more who are working on their Eagle projects to take on parts of this and to, work with the city and manage it. Just a thought.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any other questions? That's it for the infrastructure subcommittee, the future subcommittee.
So I still think I'm the only member of that. So that's probably something we'll revisit. And so there's nothing really to report on that.
Okay, thank you. And then the services subcommittee.
So I can't
Sure.
Pierre, because there's two things that we're talking about currently. And I think I was tasked with putting them together. I do think I want to go back to the committee so that we can talk about them. One was to come to the commission with a proposal for more ADA friendly furniture or disability friendly furniture so that children with special needs or other abled individuals can also enjoy the library. So I wanted to work a little bit more with Rose and potentially identifying what that might look like. And so that will be coming. And another one was to look at some of the services as they're housed in the Woodland Library and maybe reorganize those to be a little bit more consumer friendly. And also perhaps sort of, we're not trying to be infrastructure, but sort of reorganize those and move those around just so that they're more accessible to certain people.
Great. Any questions? Okay. Does anyone have any items that they'd like to put on the future agenda? Pierre.
Yeah, I want to talk about the crisis in membership. Right now, we have maybe a half no offense to Sharvari, but she's doing double duty with two different committees. Or commissions. We don't have a second person from the Hills. I think this needs to be addressed, and we need to be not only strategic in recruitment, but forceful. Get the word out there. In fact, going to the Hills and taking it to them, to the city council.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea because I've also been asking friends, if those who are interested, but a lot of them don't really come forward. But if there is some news or some way of more information being out, it would help.
You know, Mary Jo had a great idea, and that was to think about recruiting youth, a younger person to become a member of the Library Commission. And because we are lacking a Los Altos Hills person, that we should approach the Los Altos Hills representatives and ask them if they would be okay with us trying to recruit a Los Altos Hills young person. We could do it at the Los Altos High School. You know, the kids go there or they go to other high schools. Yes, Pierre?
I completely disagree. If you can't qualify the position with any kind of age my opinion only. We could do something that's strategic with the youth, but I would not I don't know, my opinion only, maybe somebody else has another opinion on it, but I think it tags ageism.
Mary Jo?
I just wanted to add that it wasn't intended to mean to only reach out, but just as another avenue to reach out to people that maybe haven't been reached out to in this way.
And it might be a whole new, they are, youth are people who use the libraries. There's no reason they should be excluded from our recruiting efforts. What do you think, Sharvari? You have your hand up.
Yes, I actually wanted to remind everyone that when the Awareness Committee reached out to the schools and their newspapers, schools have newspapers, we were actually told that the school journalism projects have students who write in those newspapers. And maybe if we can entice one of them to be part of the Library Commission for a year, they can take that up as one of their projects and be a part of the commission at the same time. Useful to both, something like that.
Maybe we should round robin this and, see what everyone's thoughts are. Julie, do you have any thoughts or do you want to think about it? We could talk about it next time.
I think we could certainly agendize it. I was just looking at Los Altos Hills City Council meeting because it sounds like we should be going to the city council. We should be encouraging them to, ensure that there's participation. I do like the idea of sort of, opening it up to whomever, I don't think it's restricting it to an age. I think it's regardless of age, but certainly somebody who would show the maturity to be able to commit to a year. I would hope that somebody might consider that.
Nelvin?
I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, you know, the thing is that in order to, do we even have a handbook in terms of what's required to serve on a commission? You know, do you have to be of voting age, for example, because you're representing the community or anything like that?
There are no age requirements in the handbook. The term is in the handbook, which is different. So we also have a youth commission. So there's an age requirement for the youth commission, and they have a 1-year term. But the other commissions don't have age restriction.
And that would be an issue that Mary Jo and I talked about was, you know, instead of a 4-year term, they couldn't, you know, if it were a teenager or a high school student, they, you know, it's unrealistic to ask them to do a 4-year term.
Right.
Which may be an issue.
And aren't there kids who have applied to the youth commission who weren't chosen and selected? And I'm not saying that we would be their sort of second choice, but perhaps, you know, those people might be interested. Anyway, I think it's something to explore.
Should we put that on the agenda for next month and talk about it next month to maybe have more time to think about it and flesh it out? No, Sharvery?
We have putting on recruitment, and so it would be any type of recruitment would be included in that agenda item. Could be.
Right. Sharvery, did you have your hand up?
I did, but Pierre did before me. So,
oh,
Pierre.
I was just going to say, I just moved to, well, I didn't move, but my suggestion, you asked for agenda items and recruitment is it. I mean, I think youth is too narrow. I think overall, I've almost thought about being outside the library halls and just, you know, doing the merit test. We need members. We need members.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe the awareness committee could promote awareness. I mean, literally, as people go into the library, there could be a sign there saying, we're looking to recruit interested persons.
Great idea. That's a great idea. Good. Well,
and in fact, if we have a little a write-up of some sort, I'd like to even take it to my senior group because they're all coming to the library. And if they can, many of them live in the hills, if they can participate, then several of the people can also be used from there. The second thing I wanted to say is going to the Los Altos Hills, maybe their council meeting or I don't know where, but that would be a very good idea because I remember when I asked to join the Library Commission, there were other people who had applied and it was in an advertisement that, you know, if you want to help, here are positions that are open. And that's where I had applied. And it turned out to be a position that was joint between the Hills and Los Altos. So many people answer that ad, if you call it. So something like that, if it goes out in both Los Altos and Hills at the same time, we'll be able to find people.
Oh, good idea. Good idea. Well,
can I ask a question of Jennifer? And that is there anything to be learned from any of the other communities and their library commissions?
So oftentimes they will invite their teen advisory boards, president and co-presidents to come to their commission meetings. So that's one way to get voices of youth kind of in the group. There, as Mary Jo says, you know, we do have some young people who have stepped up, and as long as they have that capacity, you know, I think to your point, you know, Pierre, there's no ageism, right? All are welcome. So I think a full recruitment, we all think that, you know, teens have so much they're our future. So certainly putting that news out in lots of ways would be a positive. the teen commissions or is usually the way that most of our other libraries do that, however, but I do think recruiting would be a nice way to add rounded, opinion to the group.
That's an idea. Maybe we should also talk about having, because we have the 4-year term complication, maybe we should also talk about having some teen something, some team group that is part of our commission, or maybe we can put that on the agenda as well. Okay, Rose.
Oh, thank you. I have a couple things that came to mind as Jennifer was talking about the teens. I do remember the Friends did have some really good teen volunteers that were helping them out. So it might, we know that they have a good work ethic and they've worked with the Friends. So it might be worth reaching out to Elaine. And maybe if the commissioners could post on Nextdoor to reach out to your local, neighborhoods for recruiting commissioners, and we could post it on our social media if you'd like on our Facebook and our Instagram. So we'd be happy to help promote at the library level too.
Right now we have the problem of it has to be from Los Altos Hills. So that's our constraint at the moment. Is our commissioner needs to be appointed from Los Altos Hills. So let's all put our thinking caps on and figure out ways that we can talk about this next month when we talk about recruitment on the agenda. Pierre?
I believe it may also be okay to have them from unincorporated areas served in that seat. I believe. Like there's areas of, believe it or not, that the library serves that aren't Los Altos Hills nor Los Altos. So
there's a lot of them. I don't know about that. I thought it had to be from Los Altos Hills. So
I can find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so two items on the agenda for next meeting: recruitment, the big item, and then a discussion about how we could involve teens in some capacity with our commission. Do we have anything else? Pierre?
sorry, one more. We never really got a briefing on the poet laureate. We got the sniffing of it twice. And
I can fill you in.
well, can we put it on the agenda and just get it then?
Sure.
Is it happen? If it's happening, that would be.
Let me just give you a 2-second update. The person who is championing that at the Public Arts Commission is no longer on the Public Arts Commission.
Okay.
And so they are back burnering it until they find someone who can run with it.
I really apologize for being so strident when I heard about it, but I just know what happened before, and it's just one of those things. So again, apologies, but it doesn't need to be an agenda item then. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. Are we done? Any other items? Okay. It's been an honor serving you as chair this year. Julie, welcome, welcome. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, everyone. See you next month.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Your meeting's adjourned.
Bye-bye. See you soon, Melvin.
All right, yeah, let's talk.